Hey guys, Chris here with Bullet Central again with another Tech Central video for you. This time we're going to be talking about our crown, spring base, and heavy tungsten hammer for your crown. So I got this beautiful Crown Mark II Continuum. We're going to end up putting a heavy tungsten hammer. Let me hold it here and not drop it. As well as our crown spring base. What this is going to allow you to do, use these two in conjunction with your stock spring, put it in the gun and have it function with no modifications. Easy install. Let's get into it. All right guys, now we got the rifle. It is safe, we have checked it. In order to get to the hammer spring, you're gonna have to take off the safety and your power wheel. Remember with the power wheel, you do have those two tiny little ball detents in there. Do not lose them. So just pop this off real quick. Got that. Got those two little balls right there. I'll just put that in my little dish so I don't lose those. Flip her over, just take her safety out. Okay. Now that guy pulls out. Now you flip the rifle on its back, or I guess that'd be on its top. Back screw, front screw, take those out and the whole stock will just pop right off. We are doing this on a 25 caliber Crown Continuum. Cool rifle. It does have both barrels, a longer and a shorter barrels. Really easy to change. The Mark II has the 4 bolts on the side of the barrel, excuse me. Make it a little easier to change as where the Mark I just had them on top. Lift that off. Okay. I'm gonna flip that over to get that bolt out. There's your stock removed. Place that there, take care of it. Okay. Now comes kind of the fun part. In order to get to the hammer, we've got to take the 3 pins out holding the trigger in. Pay attention to how everything is assembled. It's not too difficult to get apart or put back together, but just take your time. First pin, we're gonna do this first one closest to the breech. It just slide right out. So there's that pin there. Put it on my build mat. Hold on to it. It will be under spring tension. There's your trigger. Okay, and then I got our triggers here taken out. Got to flip over to the actual hammer adjuster itself. So it'll be that little guy there. If you look on the back, I'll actually use our spring base here. There's a little hole. There's an Allen screw that goes through this hole that holds this in. Just pop that out, maintain that bolt, because we are going to use it again. Okay, there it is. That little guy right there is what we're waiting on. Put that aside. And your adjuster will come out. Just use the end of your Allen key here. Put it in there, you can just lift that out. Okay, now everything will just slide right out the backside of your crown. So your spring base with guide rod, your spring, and the hammer. So what we're going to do with our tungsten hammer, that's going to go inside, spring over that. Obviously you can't use your old spring base because you got your spring retainer, or your guide rod, excuse me. You need your new kit. That's going to sit right on there. That'll give you this room you need to cock the rifle with the added weight. Good time if you want to put a little grease on there if you want. This one's actually got grease on it, so we're okay. Slide that guy in. Okay, you push your spring base in. Put your adjuster right in the slot. The little set screw that we said before. You're gonna have to thread that in through the spring base into that adjuster to hold it in there to make sure it doesn't fall out and make sure adjustments work. So let's thread that in. Make sure it goes through, otherwise your adjuster will fall out and it won't function correctly. But as always, get it snug. You don't have to get it overly tight because if you go too much, you can't strip the bolt out. and you're in a world of hurt and you got a whole other issue you got to deal with. Okay, make sure that stays in there. Okay, we're snug. Okay, flip it up. Now you get to put the trigger back together. Real easy. Take your sear. Remember our orientation that we had. Put your sear in, put your pin through it, and you just got to slide it through and get everything nice and even. The pin should have no resistance on them. There should be no catching, no binding, anything like that. Second pin goes over top of the sear. Your third one will go through your hole here on the trigger. Remember, really delicate, don't force it. Your spring will go right on the back of the sear here. Push that through, line it up. There you go, everything's in. Now, function check, just make sure we got everything right. Okay, it grabs, it releases, so we're good to go. Now it's just a matter of putting your stock back on the same way we took it off. Set it up and hold it. Stock back on, your long bolt to the rear, short bolt in the front there. Give it a little snug. Tighten that guy, give it a little snug. Okay. Put your safety back on. If I can grab the right Allen key, I apologize. All right, safety's functional. Flip it over. Your power wheel. Remember we mentioned these little balls on there. There is grease on there, they should stay put, but those balls correspond with these little holes on the top and the bottom that have springs in them. That's what you get your spring detent with. Set that in there. Those balls should line up clean. If not, take them off. Set them down in there to make sure that you're not going to bind anything up, nothing's going to fall. They just fall just sitting there just like that. That's the way I prefer, that way I know nothing is missing. I can physically see them in there. Line up on one at the top, right on the post. And go ahead and screw your power wheel back on. And everything else, just snug it up, not too tight. You can hear the detents and you can feel them, and we're good to go. It's that easy, doesn't take much to get that put on, and you're good to go. Go out and enjoy, keep shooting. Okay guys, so that was the install of the hammer and the spring base in this Crown Mark II Continuum. If there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything like that, send me an email or give me a call at 701-371-4444, or you can leave a comment down below and we'll comment when we see it, and we'll help you out and we'll get you shooting as quick as we can. Thanks again for spending some time with us. Until next time, have fun shooting.